Back in the day, I got to see firsthand what those guys can do with a car. I don't understand how they can do it, but Shane can somehow just get that car to do things in the center of the corner that's going to be faster than guys like us that grew up on an oval. I don't understand it, but it is magic to watch.
You know, somebody else that's pretty good at road course racing, Chase Elliott. He leads all active drivers with 7 wins on road courses, but 0 in the next-gen era. Right now, our most popular driver is sitting on a 42-race winless streak. You saw the odds there. I saw his crew chief, Alan Gustafson, this morning. He's cool, he's calm, he's relaxed. He knows his guy can do it. The question is, will we see Chase Elliott finally punch his ticket into the playoffs and win today?
Well, I believe on the way over here this morning, Marty was talking about how Hendrick missed their simulator runs a little bit, so they had to play a little bit of catch-up. We've seen Hendrick get to ultimately where they want to go. He's got a tough road to hoe, but we talked about it. We've got to execute. He's got to stay on the road all day, and I believe Alan's going to have a really good strategy to get the 9 car in position to win.
And one of the neatest things for me coming back to this series and be able to walk through the garage was, really the conversations like the one I had with Chase Elliott. He is such a calm, cool customer, so much confidence. Don't forget that he grew up in this sport. He understands the ebb and the flow of it with his father, Bill Elliott, having so much success. So I think Chase is confident. I think he's going to break through. It could be here, but this is going to be a really tough one.
He's starting 12th on the grid today. FanDuel is putting you in the driver's seat for race day. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So fire up that FanDuel app now and hit the track. Your race day bonus is waiting. Well, we're waiting for the command, but we don't have to wait much longer. We are almost there. Back in just a moment with the invocation and the anthems.
It's fine. It happens to most guys.
It does. But these days, Canadian guys have Phoenix.ca to connect with a physician about ED treatment plans that may be right for them.
Or hair loss treatment plans. Phoenix makes discussing them convenient as well.
And if this just isn't working for you, you can discuss additional weight loss treatment plans through Phoenix.
And Phoenix delivers discreetly. So maybe it's time. Golf balls.
Wendy's new grilled cheese cheeseburger. Is it a grilled cheese or a cheeseburger? Huh. 2 grilled cheese buns, caramelized onions, and fresh Canadian beef. Make it make sense. Try one today.
I often get compliments with how great and fresh I smell, all thanks to Downy Unstoppables. I am a bit self-conscious with how my clothes smell after cooking. I was concerned that the scent would be overpowering, and it was the complete opposite. It's the perfect amount. 4 weeks ago, we washed my dog's blanket, and it still smells great. I do get compliments with how fresh and clean our home smells. It's changed how often I have to wash my sheets. I genuinely love Downy Unstoppables. One of the best things you'll ever buy.
He became the director of his life, and Exotica, an extraordinary travel crafter, made it happen. Start planning the life you want to see flashing before your eyes at Exotica.com.
I need to know the upcoming season of Love Island USA. What do you see?
Let's take a look. Oh, honey, look at you.
And those bombshells. Are they? No.
Yeah.
You're right. Yes!
Box are flying.
Oh my gosh, this is so hot.
Oh, this comes off pretty easy.
Safe to say this season's looking pretty good.
Welcome to Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for Prime Video's coverage of NASCAR Cup Series racing presented by Chewy. The grid is packed, fans are filling in, and we are so excited to have you joining us live on Prime. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first International Cup Points race in the modern era. I'm Danielle Trotta, joined by Cup Series driver Corey LaJoie and the man who participated in 4 Xfinity Series races here, Hall of Famer Carl Edwards. Guys, what stands out as we get close to going green?
Well, I'm going to go a little bit something different here. We've talked about racing. We've talked about the trip down here. But what stood out to me more than anything was yesterday as we listened to the United States national anthem being sung by just this wonderful group of kids. And I thought, man, when we sit in the United States and we think about Mexico, right, we think about all sorts of things. We've got border and we've got all sorts of issues and concerns. but to know that those children are here practicing our national anthem and to deliver it in such a beautiful way and to welcome us, I think it's just bigger. It's the biggest thing.
Sports is such a great unifier, isn't it? We are making history today with NASCAR running in Mexico City. Now, let's turn it over to the public address announcer for the Invocation and Anthems. Here's Charlie Cancino.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go racing here in Mexico City, we want to take a moment to recognize some truly special guests. Mayor of Iztacalco, Alcaldesa de Iztacalco, Mrs. María de Lourdes Paz. Head of the Promotions Tourism Promotion Fund, Mr. Carlos Martinez Velázquez. Managing Director, NASCAR Mexico City Weekend, Director General, NASCAR Mexico City Weekend, Mr. Federico González. NASCAR Commissioner, Steve Belt. NASCAR President, Steve O'Donnell. Executive Vice President of Venues and Racing Innovation at NASCAR, Ben Kennedy. NASCAR is proud to celebrate those who represent the spirit of racing and the pride of this vibrant community. Please rise as you are able and remove your hats as Father Francisco Javier Guzmán Carreño offers today's invocation.
God, word, a stream of gold, God bless this rain. In the name of the Father, in the Son, in the Spirit, amen. Good Lord, win the race. Dios, tú eres nuestra fortaleza y nuestra meta. Dios bendice esta carrera. En el nombre del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amén. Buena suerte en la carrera.
Please remain standing as the United States Embassy of Mexico City's Marine Security Guard Detachment, Color Guard, presents the colors of America. And now, presenting the colors of Mexico is the Banking and Industrial Police of Mexico City Color Guard. Here to perform the American and Mexican national anthem, please welcome the Eaton School of Mexico Chorus, directed by Adriana Sanchez del Olmo.
Stripes and bright stars through the
aplauso para Eaton's.
This moment has been 63 years in the making. NASCAR is making history in Mexico City. Command to fire engines coming up next.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I?
He did it again. Yeah, poor guy. Oh!
Toyota takes you there. Don't miss out. Get in and go at your local Toyota dealer today.
Oh, so you corporate types think you're rock stars?
That's as ridiculous as us being corporate types.
Let's begin. Rockstar move using Workday to handle all our AI agents.
Well, watch me handle my agent, Gary. Bubbly water, no bubbles.
So what'd you do this weekend?
The huge.
Shout out to Carmen for using Workday to manage our people and AI agents.
What are we doing?
Just clap.
Carmen!
Unleash your inner lion at Leo Vegas.
Canada's original roadhouse.
Spend a little time here, and Mexico City begins to reveal its soul. You start to hear conversations in the music, taste tradition in the food, and see history in the walls. But it's the people at the heart of it all, a blend of indigenous and global roots, equal parts resilient and warm. Today, with 15 turns and 100 laps, there is still much more to learn about this place. For the first time in history, the Cup Series races in Mexico City.
Thank you to Daniel Suarez, the hometown hero, for getting us ready. He's looking to sweep the weekend coming off the Xfinity Series win yesterday. Carl, how's the Cup race going to look and feel different?
Well, as you saw, there's nothing simple about Mexico City, and there is definitely nothing simple about this race. Joey Logano, our champion, said something is going to catch you off guard here. We heard Kyle Larson say it. It is going to be a dynamic, crazy race, and the guy who solves problems the best is going to succeed.
I agree, and I also put some guys in two different categories. There's the aggressive ones, and there's ones that go a little bit too far, and they're desperate because they think that this is their opportunity to get in the playoffs. So whoever can manage that aggressiveness and not really show any desperation, because desperation here, Carl, will bite you.
It's all about making no mistakes, right? But that is easier said than done. Our leaders in the booth make mistake-free days look easy. I know it's anything but they are up to the challenge, and history is being made today. Let's send it over to Steve Letarte, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Adam Alexander.
Thank you, Danielle. We're fired up. We're ready to go. First Cup race here in Mexico City. First point race outside the U.S. since 1958. Today is big, and Dale, it will be challenging.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. There's some really tricky braking zones on this racetrack. We obviously have some weather that's in the area all weekend long. thrown a lot of guesswork into the weekend for the teams.
Well, guesswork for sure, and everybody talks about the racetrack and how it's difficult, but sometimes we forget we're over 7,000 feet in elevation. The air is thinner. That hurts those drivers' lungs as they try to catch their breath lap after lap. Those engines are the same as they try to get the air required to make that horsepower. They will struggle on the brakes. They will overheat in an instant.
Steve, let's talk about the fan favorite. That's Daniel Suarez. Let's begin with yesterday. Coming from the back in a backup car and winning here was amazing.
You heard what it meant to him when he joined everyone on stage earlier today. The 33-year-old from Monterrey, Mexico, went to victory lane, and I don't think I appreciated it until I heard the crowds roar. Rarely do we see a driver that I believe is supported by every fan in every seat at this entire racetrack. We will see if that support is a distraction. I don't believe so. I think it's momentum, it's motivation. I think he's living out his childhood dream. He's running in the Cup Series in his home country.
SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen, has stolen the show, though, this weekend with speed. This guy sat on the pole, and you think about what's happened to him since he won that big race in Chicago in 2023. He's been normalized a little bit at the road courses that we traditionally go to. But here in Mexico, this is a new track for everybody. He's got his advantage back. He's back on the pole, and he has to win. Back in 33rd in points to make the playoffs, he has to be aggressive today.
He and Suarez in the same situation, outside the top 25 in points. If they're going to run for a championship, they need to win a race. With that, we go to the standings. 9 drivers have won this year. They're locked in. But with 11 races to go to the championship chase, go to the cut line, they're tied there. And then I look at A.J. Allmendinger. He could win this race and put himself into the championship equation.
Not on this sheet. Mike McDowell is very strong this weekend. He can win as well. There's a lot of threats to that cut line.
And you guys keep talking about wins. Well, let's not forget points. Drivers are going to get in with points. Road courses are difficult. There will be a lot of decisions along the way. Do you pit? Do you stay out? And do you make the right decision? We'll find out when the race is over.
The anxiety level is on high. It's time to get going in Mexico City. Let's go trackside now for the command.
Mexico City, here to deliver the most famous words in motorsports. Please welcome today's Grand Marshal, NASCAR Hall of Famer and Vice Chairman of Hendrick Motorsports, Ciudad de México. Necesito que hagan ruido, porque vamos a presentar al Grand Marshal, nada más y nada menos. Él es Jeff Gordon.
Hola, Mexico! Pilotos, start your engines!
We're at a road course, and Jeff Gordon still got it. Time to turn it up in Mexico City. We're green next. It's NASCAR on Prime.
Toyota takes you there. Don't miss out. Get in and go at your local Toyota dealer today.
I can see clearly now. I'm here to save you.
I want to give you the chance you need. A chance to give.
I want to remind you that your life means a lot.
And you can share that life with those who really need it.
Here we go. One more. One more. Go, go, go.
I'm here to save you. Like you're here to save me. Bright, sunshine day.
Oh, so you corporate types think you're rock stars?
That's as ridiculous as us being corporate types.
Let's begin.
Rockstar move using Workday to handle all our AI agents.
Well, watch me handle my agent, Gary. Bubbly water, no bubbles.
So what'd you do this weekend?
The huge. Shout out to Carmen for using Workday to manage our people and AI agents.
What are we doing?
Just clap.
Esso has always fueled Canada's passion for hockey. In 1936, we sponsored the first NHL radio broadcast, and the 3 stars of the game were invented based on the 3 stars in our logo. By 1952, Esso's sponsorship expanded to TV. Today, as the official fuel of the NHL, Esso proudly supports all 7 Canadian teams. Esso, dedicated to Canada's game for over 80 years.
And Church get you juiced up for NASCAR on Prime. Today it's round 16 in Mexico City. This place is outstanding, and the race, no doubt, will deliver today. Qualifying happened yesterday. Let's get to our starting grid presented by Chewy. Front row, Shane Van Gisbergen looking for his second career victory, one on the streets of Chicago 2 years ago. And Ryan Preece comes in tied at the cut line when you look at the playoffs. Ross Chastain got his first career win at Circuit of the Americas. Ty Gibbs coming off his best run at 2025. Row 3, Michael McDowell. He's won on a road course. He came at Indianapolis. And Kyle Larson, who has won 6 times on the road. Just behind them in row 4, Todd Gilliland. Best ever run Indianapolis on the road a few years ago. And A.J. Allmendinger. All 3 of his victories at the cup level coming in road course competition. Row 5, Joey Logano, our reigning champ. Next to the fan favorite, Daniel Suarez. Let's go to Marty Snyder.
Adam, some late-breaking news for Shane Van Gisbergen, the pole sitter for today's race, who felt fine all morning. But before the drivers' meeting, he told his crew chief, Stephen Doran, I don't feel well. And in the drivers' meeting, he said, man, I really do not feel well. They were able to get some medicine for SVG before he climbed in the car, but he got to the car very late, and clearly a sickness has come upon him. He's going to have to gut it out for the laps here at Mexico City today.
Man, that sounds tough. We'll continue the starting grid in row 6. We have Kyle Busch, who sits right on top of that playoff cut line, and Chase Elliott. Row 7 is Vegas winner Josh Berry and the Family Dollar Toyota of Eric Jones. Back in row 8, a great qualifying effort by Riley Herbst, and one of the favorites to win today, the 17 of Chris Buescher. Row 9 has Spire Motorsports Justin Haley and Nashville winner Ryan Blaney. In row 10, 2 drivers we should see work their way through the field. Chase Briscoe looking for his first win of the season, and Talladega winner Austin Cindric. Now let's get down to Trevor for more on Chase Elliott.
Yeah, Chase Elliott is a driver we cannot forget or count out on a road course. 7 wins, leads the field of drivers all time in wins here. But he has not yet won in a next-gen car. He's been trying to figure this out, how to balance that calmness that Carl Edwards talked about with the aggression that it takes in this era to be successful. 42 wins since his last points-paying win. Alan Gustafson, though, feels like the long-run speed is there for this 9 car today.
Thank you, Trevor. Back to the starting grid in row 11. We have the 35-year-old Austin Dillon behind that famed number 3, as well as Tyler Reddick, a 3-time road course winner. In row 12, the 77 of Carson Hocevar, Mr. Excitement. He will start next to Zane Smith. Row 13, Bubba Wallace, 61 points, currently above the cut line. Will start next to Cole Custer. Row 14, William Byron, a 2-time road course winner, will start next to Ty Dillon out of Collin Racing. Row 15, Alex Bowen, who won Chicago Street Course a year ago. He'll line up next to Brad Keselowski. Kim.
Well, Carson Hocevar and his team come into Mexico City very encouraged after the strength they've shown the last 3 weeks, but With a road course, there are a lot of questions when it comes to this race and strategy. Crew Chief Luke Lambert told me he came here relatively confident on what he thought he would do strategy-wise, but after watching yesterday's Xfinity Series race, he said he is now very unsure on how they will play it. Flexibility, he said, is going to be key here this afternoon.
Kim, now let's look at drivers starting outside the top 30, row 16. You got Christopher Bell, who won the first road course race this year at Circuit of the Americas, next to his Toyota teammate, John Hunter Nemechek. Row 17, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Cody Ware. Behind them in row 18, you got Noah Gregson, who's in a backup car after crashing earlier this weekend, and Ryan Truex in for Denny Hamlin. Hamlin home with his new baby boy. Happy Father's Day, Denny. And rounding out the field today, Catherine Legg making her second start of 2025. Back to Kim.
Christopher Bell starts deep in the field, rolling off 31st. And when I talked to crew chief Adam Stevens, he said it was the driver, not the car, in qualifying. Even saying the time Bell spent in the Xfinity Series car yesterday might have taken him a little off his game during Cup qualifying. Bell did not put together good qualifying laps, losing time in multiple corners. He said, on a positive note, though, they feel really good about their long-run car, and that was what helped them win COTA earlier this season.
Doors will open, no doubt. When you talk about strategy for Bell, coming from deep in the field, already 3 victories this year. Talk about it so much, how good he was early in the campaign. Now we get to our track facts, brought to you by Subway.
Well, we've talked about just how difficult this road course is. 15 total corners, 2.42 miles. This front straightaway, nearly 4,000 feet, the second longest in all of NASCAR, and for sure the highest elevation at over 7,300 feet above sea level.
Well, you talked about this track. Let's take a look at it. An awesome drone camera's going to take us for a lap around here. Down this long front straightaway, 4,000 feet into a heavy braking zone. Restarts will be wild down here into turn 1. Go through this little quick back and forth. You need your car to change directions to get out of turn 3 and down this long straightaway. Another difficult braking zone at the end here into turn 4. You got a sweeper, pretty simple corner to get through once you're in it. And then you got a very difficult switchback of 5, 6, 7, and then 8, 9, as well as 10. You have to get through those corners one after the other perfectly to set you up for a passing zone into the braking of turn 11. That is a very difficult corner. You can make a lot of mistakes there. You can also make a lot of mistakes here in this tough stadium section. 12, 13, 14, 15. Get through there really good. It presents you with another passing opportunity at the end of this long front straightaway. Really fun racetrack. The drivers are having a lot of fun with the challenges.
One of the best every time we come to a new venue or any time on the road. Kyle Larson starting 6th today. Marty with his crew chief.
Yeah, there's so much strategy to play out today here, Adam, in Mexico City, as some raindrops I see here on pit road. Cliff Daniels, how do you call this race where it could be wet, it could be dry, and there's so many strategy plays?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to take it as it comes, and we've certainly discussed all the scenarios of rain, you know, what it's going to look like if there's a lot of tire fall off. Coming here, I think we thought it was going to be a pretty straightforward 2-stop race, but that looks a little different now. So we had to do a lot of work to our Valvoline Chevy. You know, just trying to get a hold of the tractor in practice, but I think we're in a better spot now. So we're going to take it as it comes. I know Kyle's going to do a great job for us, the Victor will also, and just try to make sure we're there at the end.
All right, Steve, I think Cliff said it. It's not going to be straightforward. It's never straightforward for you crew chiefs, is it?
No, never straightforward. A lot of preparation goes into it. This weather just makes it even more complicated. We're starting to see just a few raindrops on some of the roof cameras. Here you see this Ford Performance onboard of Austin Cindric. You see the drops coming down. Remember now, if you're tuning in for your first time, this rain shower will not cancel the race on the road courses. These cars are equipped with wet weather equipment. They have these flaps behind the rear tires to help with spray. They'll have run lights. We also have wet weather tires, so these drivers will continue to radio in as we go around this circuit and decide. So far, I still think it's good for drives.
You know, you talk about the wet, and there's one theory that you get a wet racetrack and it really opens things up because it creates chaos and makes it a wild card. The other theory is it exaggerates the advantage for those drivers that are so good at this style of racing.
Everything is going to exaggerate the advantage because of the challenges. So we talked a lot about the elevation, and I think the person at home can understand that, hey, when you just can't get a big breath of fresh air, it hurts your lungs, you can't run as fast. Well, the cars as well, the elevation affects them dramatically. Let's go into the prime garage and take a look. It starts with the aero effects. Thick air pushes down, a lot of downforce, and also heavy drag. The car has to cut through that thick air. Well, as we thin the air up, the downforce goes down, the drag goes down, so it's faster down the straightaways. But let's go under the hood and talk about the other real big effects. 2 that jump out. 1, the air going into the engine, but my concern would be the air going into the brakes. This high altitude does not cool very well. This thinner air you try to get as much as you can in, but if your driver does not take care of them, these brakes are going to overheat, the pedal is going to fade, and you're just going to have no overall stopping power. So basically, a little less power, a little less downforce, less drag, and less cooling. So it kind of does everything you want it to do the wrong way. It's faster down the straightaways with less drag. It doesn't stop as good when you get there, Adam. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward.
And this is the most I think we've heard the drivers talk about, not only the tire fall off and tire degradation over the course of the practice run, but also brakes. Losing brakes in just a 12-lap run.
Yeah.
Having the pedal fade, that is very, very new, and it shows just how serious this condition could be today.
Back down to Marty.
Adam, we mentioned the drops here on pit road. They have stopped here on pit road, but NASCAR asked Shane Van Gisbergen, hey, what's your opinion of the track? Is it good to go? He said, yes, I think it's fine. Let's throw the green.
I'm with him. Let's go. I'm ready.
I was going to say, I know I don't want to wait any longer.
I know.
We got here on Thursday, and we've had so much fun the last 3 days, but I am so fired up to get this race going.
Just clear up real quick, because we're starting in the drive. We do get a rain shower. NASCAR will throw the caution, and then the teams will have to adapt, but we'll have a yellow if we get a rain shower.
All weekend long, these guys have been out on this racetrack by themselves, not in traffic. They're going to have a lot more trouble getting the downforce, getting the grip, getting into the braking zones, now stacking traffic around them. Look for all these mistakes these drivers may start to make early in this race.
The scene here is amazing. You can just feel the electricity. It's a history-making day in NASCAR. Van Gisbergen, Preece up front. As they come off the turn 15, we are green in Mexico City.
We'll see how aggressive these guys want to be on the entry to turn 1, the braking zone. Shane Van Gisbergen trying to stay a little bit low. Here comes Chastain up on the outside.
Ross Chastain from row 2, jumping up behind his teammate. Van Gisbergen the advantage in turn 1, 2, 3.
3 and 4 wide, trying to get through turns 2 and 3. Somebody back there looking at 77. Hocevar is just going to take a shortcut.
Why am I not surprised? Hocevar was the first one off track today. We know he's going to get after it, and he's not afraid of contact.
We thought turn 1 would be a very difficult